exclusive. Because all I do, because all
from one online community in particular, and that is around Biafra. Now, the indigenous people of Biafra, or IPOB, is an organization that's calling for secession in southeastern Nigeria. They have a hope for an independent state for the Igbo people, 18% of Nigeria's population of 190 million plus. Now, pro-Biafran Igbo have long complained of a Nigerian establishment, which is dominated by larger tribes, has a Fulani and the Yoruba. So there's lots of history here. I don't have enough time to get into all of it, but there's also different versions of it. After Nigeria's civil war was fought over this issue. Our colleagues over at the street tackled it a few months back on the 50th anniversary of that war. So do check it out for more on the history and the movement. Now, last month, a terrorist organization by the Nigerian military, civil society groups rather, say of nonviolence, and their leader, Nnamdi Kanu, was doing court in Abuja on Tuesday treason charges. Problem is, no one seems to know where he is. He hasn't been seen in public since September 14th, when his home was attacked, and at the time, the government spokesman suggested Nanu had left the country. Nigerian troops said they were in Abia State to stop what they call secessionist agitations, but denied any raid had taken place. But Kanu's supporters heard an admission of guilt from the defense minister this past weekend, and many have been sharing this clip online.
His lawyer always other people should come up and tell us, as far as because we are concerned, we didn't go for Kanu, and that is why I told you the issue of nothing to do with IPOB went there for their normal constitutional duty of training. We are the one that went for him, and he was not sitting, and he was hiding. So I was.
So if we establish lawyer has a government holding him and members of his family, now he says he doesn't know if his client is dead or alive. Of course, told the federal government to produce him in court to face consequences, but he did not appear. Now, Kanu's trial has been adjourned until November 20th, and both sides have accused each other of not producing him on courts or in court during that appearance on Tuesday. So we'll continue to monitor that situation. If you're in Nigeria, let us know what you think. You can tweet me directly. I'm at Andrew Chappelle, or just use the hashtag Andrew.
Thank you very much.
because all I do, because all
sponsor the chance of all, including himself.
Soldier, you never betrayed our fatherland. Your legacy lives on. You are a gallant soldier. If I'm a soldier, been a soldier. I got you live on. Because of you live on.
Their parents, because disappointed and to die in us. It is the way that it is the way you raise it.
Feel pain from my innermost. It's just hard to say goodbye, my hero.
You left us, but we go. Until Walabi Biafra. Alajuro. ESN commander. You are innocent. You offended over. It used to but they choose to feed you.
There will be no mercy on them.
So the death we remember.
I'll get from small you. The whole world wants you to.
My heart, I know more. You are. The shop cannot go out from my it's not I think you are.
You're second before the we will be back. We need to.
Because of the young alcoholists, you also gotta find the war. And war is ongoing to that effect. And we're not going to stop until the heads are complete. 2,000 of them.
From one online community in particular, that is around Biafra.
Are U.S. and professional and are looking to for U.S. permanent?
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone. I salute everyone here today on today's this evening edition of our broadcast. Sorry, my voice might be going out and coming. I have a very serious cold, but I'm getting better. I'm taking my medications. I salute each and every one of you, Biafrans, men and women of goodwill. I greet you all. You that is always there doing the needful, that refuse to fall at the category of their funjas, that refuse to fall at the category of the willing tools. I salute each and every one of you out there that are doing the needful, following assiduously the work that Simon Epa is doing, following the footsteps of Mazin Namde Kukano, to be sure that the freedom of the Biafrans are achieved. Please, I will also want anybody out there to tell me that I'm coming out. I want a confirmation that my voice is coming out, please. I'll stress my throat so much. It is disturbing me. So if you can actually hear me, please do well to indicate. It will help us to move further. Now we are here to show you why I made the statement I made in the morning about those that volunteered. Because you know, volunteering to do something is in different categories. There are people that have volunteered to be armies of Biafra. And there are people that have volunteered to be the foot soldiers of the terrorists. All these things are volunteers. They pay agents among them. There might be pay agent among them, but they volunteered first before they now start negotiating of whatever that will be given to them as a stipend. First of all, before you engage yourself in any activities, you must volunteer. You must decide within yourself to do it. But the volunteer army of the Biafrans are those ones that they are not paying any money. Shishi is not given to them. That's why I said that volunteer is in different categories. There are people that volunteered. The reason why they volunteer to do something, sometimes I will say, we need volunteers that will do this. They stand to gain this. They stand to gain this. Those people are coming because of that thing they stand to gain. But the volunteer army of Biafra are those that know that there's death in what they are doing, yet they volunteer themselves in order for our people to be free. That's why we talked about the volunteers. We talked about those willing tools in the morning. And we pointed out some things to you in the morning. But there are something I didn't point out for you in the morning. And I will point it out for you this evening. Then we'll continue in line because it's still in line in what we'll be doing this evening with the video you have on the screen. I'll be pointing out for you bit by bit what I meant by those that are volunteers, that are willing to the Fulani Caliphate, and what they wanted to achieve with that. But we disappointed them. I will point out for you what the Fulanis wanted to achieve 1967, 1970, contracting Yorubas, which their sons, Olusegun Obasanjo is one of them, Babangida, and the Hausa people, which Gowon is one of them, Babangida one of them, all of them put together. And what they wanted to achieve by sending T.Y. Danjuma, involving T.Y. Danjuma on that menace that killed, that sent many Biafrans, men, women, and children to RIP. I will point out for you what they wanted to achieve. Please, as you come in, share this program to all your platforms. Share it to WhatsApp, share it to Facebook, share it to anywhere that you are. My brother Chiji, I salute you from here. Oh, if it's Chijoke. Oh, you said it's Chijoke, right? Chijoke, I salute you from here. Good evening. So what am I saying? We want to fish out the purpose of Fulani. Fulani did not just involve Yorubas because the Western world will not be of a good help to them in that Biafra genocidal war. Fulani did not make the Hausa people a willing tool in that Biafran war for nothing. They wanted to achieve something, but the Biafrans disappointed them on that thing they wanted to achieve. That thing they wanted to achieve, Biafrans disappointed them on it. Biafrans never allowed them to achieve that which they wanted to achieve. Do you know what they wanted to achieve? From that contracting and giving Yorubas fake promises that I told us in the morning, that the Yorubas are currently paying the price of their cowardice and their foolishness during that war. The role that Yoruba people played, the role that Obasanjo, who is the commando of the 3rd Marine Commander, who is the commando of the 3rd Marine Commander, he's the commander of the 3rd Marine, which claimed that he captured the Biafran soldiers. But I can still remember vividly that the history has it that it was our men. Philip Effiong and his men came together and said that our children are all dying, that they cannot continue to hold this line, that instead of losing our children, let's call on a peaceful dialogue. Without them knowing that the US has already sent a memo to Nigeria, which the caliphate were privy to because of the help of Britain, which Gowon is privy to see the memo before every other person. And the Biafra troop has no idea of any memo coming from the United States. That had it been the Biafra troop had an idea that there's a memo that the US is on top of the situation, that the suffering of the people, that the children of Biafrans that are dying is getting out of hand, and they must have to do something and stop the genocide, or they will come in. But our people is ignorant of all these informations. It was after so many years that Ojukwu Philip Effiong has a knowledge of what that transpired that made Nigeria to agree to the terms of no victor, no vanquish. So when they said that they have captured these men and they have come to receive the spirit of one Nigeria, all those things are just a kind of aggrandizement. Gowon want to show off that he have captured the soldiers of Biafra. They agreed that no victor, no vanquish is that nobody win. And that is the only time that Philip Effiong put his signature on the paper. That you will not say that you overpowered the Biafrans because we withheld all your troops, all your foreign allies for 3 years. Imagine Biafrans withholding Russia, Egypt, Britain, US help, because US was helping them at the time, withholding other Arab world. Small Biafra, those they call dot in a circle. We withheld them for 3 years. And our children died in their numbers because of the blockade. No food, no nothing. Salt is not even coming in. Nothing is coming in. And Kwashoko, killed so many, sent so many children to RIP. And even some men and women were sent to RIP by hunger. But there are something that these people want to achieve with all this narrative that they painted. This narrative, these things that I'm painting for you now, that I'm bringing out for you now, that the channels television Yoruba envelope journalism was telling Shawara on the video we played in the morning that the way he's narrating the thing, that is presenting the thing to be more grievous than it should be. I will tell you what the Fulani want to achieve with that. Fulani want to achieve bringing the head of the Yorubas, number one, the head of the Hausa people, which Gowon is representing, bringing the head of our brother, which T.Y. Danjuma is representing, and every other people that played a major role in that war. They wanted that Biafrans, after the war, will hate the Hausa people and say we will not have anything to do with them. We hate the Yoruba people and say that we will not have anything to do with them, that we will never forgive them of the role that they played in fighting Biafrans. This is what they want to achieve. And by the time they achieve that, they thought that the Biafrans will now go into war with the Yorubas when the Biafran, Nigeria, and the what? That is the Second World War that the Biafrans fought. But that's not where we're going this evening. They wanted the Biafrans to engage the Yorubas and engage the Hausa people. And they themselves will now sit back and watch the three brothers, let me put it that way, or the three friends fight and kill each other. Because there's never been a record of a Yoruba man or a Yoruba people fighting Biafra people or Biafra people fighting the Hausa people. There's no history anywhere. I have said this over time on this channel. Anybody that has any history where Yorubas has fought the Biafrans before because of land issue, land dispute or whatever, or the Hausa people fighting the Biafrans because of land dispute or whatever, that person should bring that record on, that history on. We are interested in it. But so long as there's none, our Fulani people are people, they don't fight. Fulani has never won any war before. There's never been any country in the world that Fulani fought and win them. What the Fulani, the tactics that they normally go with is to instigate the people they want to conquer against themselves. And once they instigate them against themselves, they will be the one to conquer themselves for the Fulanis. And that's why you're looking at this picture of these ones that call themselves governors and Ohaneze. That is the role. That is where the willing tools of these people came into play. They never knew that as they are fighting Biafra, that they are making themselves, that they are preparing themselves for easy takeover of the Fulanis. But while they were doing this, they think in their mind that they are doing the Biafrans a disservice and at the same time securing a political position for themselves, not knowing that the more they are digging the pit for the Biafrans to fall into, that they themselves are burying themselves at the same time. But when this plan failed, the Fulanis, because I told us, Fulanis doesn't go back. They never sit back and say, oh, we are tired. No, they are one of the people, they never get tired on the agenda that they have. If you beat them in this particular plan, they will strategize. They never grow cold feet in anything they want to do. Whatever they set their mind on to achieve, they will work even if it's going to take them 1 million years for them to achieve it. The only thing they will have to do is to keep on passing that dream from one generation to another generation to another generation. You will keep on fighting them until they come up to their plans and achieve their goal, if care is not taken. That is what these people did. They had said, okay, since the Biafrans has beat them in this their plan to instigate them against the Yorubas, to start fighting the Yorubas, because the Yorubas that played the major role on the Biafra genocidal war. Are you getting me? Since that one failed, they strategized that now they are going to poison, they will keep on poisoning the heart of the Yorubas against the Biafrans with the crumb that is falling down from their table, because the Yorubas, in as much as they are seeing themselves as the second-class citizens of Nigeria, because so long as the Zoological Republic is concerned, the first-class citizens are the Fulanis. Then the second-class citizens are the Yorubas. Then the third-class citizens are the Igbos, the Biafrans. Then the fourth-class citizens are those people that call themselves the Middle Belt. This is the way they framed it. And they are using, because of the gluttonous nature of the Yorubas, that so long as they maintain that the Igbo people will not have a refinery, they will not have a seaport, they will not have anything, that all these things will be in Yoruba land. And they will also use policy to make people that will want to build companies in Biafra land to be frustrated and find Kaduna, Yoruba land, and many other northern states a very conducive environment to position their companies, where they will not use taxation to kill them, at least where they will be having light to run their company. You know, in the southeast, by the time you calculate the amount you're spending on diesel on daily basis, on HGO, on daily basis, you calculate this money, you calculate the amount you're paying your staffs, you calculate the amount you're using to run the company generally, you calculate the amount you're using to do maintenance on the machines that are working, you calculate the amount that you're paying to the government, you will see that you're not making anything. The person will get frustrated and say, I think the other person called me the other day and said that his own company in Lagos is doing very well because the tax is cheaper. There's always light. Sometimes they buy lesser diesel and they're using it to run the company. So even if they do importation, they no longer pay so heavy. They don't pay heavy duties and all that. They clear their goods there in Lagos. They sell it there in Lagos. So therefore, what is he even doing in this Biafra land? The person will do one thing, that is to run. Where is he running to? He's running to the north, to either Kaduna or Lagos or Kano. He will run to one of these places. What is he going there to do? To establish his business, at least where his business will have future. Chinaya, my sister, you're welcome. Greetings also from here. One love keeps us together, my sister. That is something, that is the wrong narrative they also carried against the Biafrans. They said the Biafrans don't love themselves. How many of us still remember this? Are they still saying Igbos don't love themselves? Nobody will come out on the media, on any media platform today, to tell Igbos don't love themselves. That narrative, we have killed it in the media here. That is the job we are doing. There's something this Al Jazeera radio presenter, there's something he said. I'm coming to that. I'll play the video that you're looking at on the screen. There's something this Al Jazeera guy said. I will tell you something. What he said that made us do what we are doing today. That made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to say, okay, to sit down and said, where did we fail it? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that the major place we failed it during 1967, 1970 was in media war. That the Nigerian state force defeated us with their BBC, British broadcasting stations, which Britain, due to their interest in oil and gas and the gold and diamond, uranium, and all that, made available all their media platforms to share and carry the propagation that the Biafrans are
from one online community in particular.
sorry about that. Sorry about that. What am I saying? There's no more Igbos who hate themselves. They don't love themselves. My brother Chijoke, the Igbos are not the fourth class. Hausas are not even existing. In the history, in the Nigerian setting of today, Hausa people are not existing. Fulani has taken the place of Hausa people. There's a picture I showed you the other day. Let me flash that picture to you to tell you what I'm saying. Hausa people have been submerged because of the work of Usman Danfodio in the north. They have swallowed them up. There are no people like Hausa people anymore. The only thing you have are the Fulanis. That's why Fulani can now come out now to tell you that they are the Fulanis. Before they call themselves Hausa Fulani.
The founding father.
Look at this picture they call their founding fathers. This man at the center of this picture at the middle is what is that his name? Ahmadu Bello. This is Ahmadu Bello at the center. Ahmadu Bello is not an Hausa person. He's a Fulani man. And when they say that this is their founding fathers, and when they say that Nigeria is made up of three ethnic nationality, which is the Igbos, which the one they call the Zikiwe is representing, and the Hausa, who is representing Hausa here? The Yoruba, you see a Yoruba man that is representing them here. But who is representing Hausa? The person representing Hausa is this Ahmadu Bello. And Ahmadu Bello is not an Hausa man. He's a Fulani man. That is to say that the Hausa people does not exist in the Nigerian setting. That is what it is. And that is just the simple truth. So these people, Biafrans disappointed them because they thought that the Biafrans will start fighting the Yorubas and fighting the Hausas. And by so doing, by the time Biafrans conquer the Yorubas, they are conquering the Yorubas to the advantage of the Fulanis. They are conquering the Hausa people to the advantage of the Fulanis. Because the Fulanis will just sit somewhere and watching as you guys are killing yourselves. They will not do anything. During that war, there's no much Fulani people in the army. It's only Hausa people that fool the army and Yoruba people. Fulani people did not fight the Biafrans. But they are the ones that the Yorubas and the Fulani and the Hausas are fighting for. I don't know if people are really getting the picture I'm trying to paint. Chijoke and the Chinenye. These two individuals, these two ethnic nationalities that are fighting for the interests of the Fulanis, did not even know that what they are doing, they are literally surrendering themselves to the Fulanis to do to them as they wish, which they are doing to them today. That is how they thought themselves to be willing to. But the Biafrans disappointed them because we don't fight the wrong fight. We know the people that our fight are against. Our fight is against the caliphate. Those that are coming in for the conquering of our people. Those that are coming in with the mindset of jihad. Those that are coming in to maim our people, to send them to RIP. Those that are bloodthirsty. Those that are possessed with blood-sucking demons. Those are the people, yes, we understand. Thank you so much, Ijoke. Those are the people our fight is against. You know the question, there's a question that was asked that the journalist, this lady, I don't know where she is now, that normally that interviewed Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in his home in Atfaruku Ibeku. This lady asked Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, where Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is telling her that it's because the way Fulani we wanted to tackle their problem will not be the same approach that the Biafrans will give to their situation. And the lady wanted to say, okay, so the thing is ethnically as an ethnic coronation. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said no, there's nothing like ethnicity and all that. It has to do with the value system. That it has to do with value system and the approach people, the way people reason. Said that the way Biafrans will want to tackle their situation and articulate is not the way a Fulani nomadic person, Janjaweed, will want to do. That is exactly what the Biafrans did. We ignored the defaulting of the Yorubas, ignored the defaulting of the Hausa people. We know that the intruders, we have never had any problem before. But the intruders, since they come into the Hausa land, and the Janjaweed, their counterparts in the place of Britain, when they also come in and see their own brother in the person or in Fulani people, Britain saw their counterparts in Fulani people and said that these are the people that reasons like us. They take what they are that are not theirs. They are selfish. They are greedy. They are not satisfied with anything you give to them. These are the only people we can work with. They align with them. Promise them heaven and earth for them to be gaining what they never worked for. Because the Fulani themselves are not indigenous to any land. They have never worked for anything they are benefiting today. They are all over the government. They are the head of many parastatals in Nigeria, head of NNPC, head of the government, head of the army, navy, air force, and what have you. They are the head. Because of the hand Britain gave to them. So that they themselves will continue their jihad against the indigenous people. If Britain has conscience, if Britain are not, their heart are not, you know, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that these people are the devils. When you want to know how the devil look like or how the devil acts, go and study the history of Britain. Study the history of Fulanis. They are one and the same in ideology, in agenda, in their pursuit. They are one and the same. Let me play for us this video. Listen to what this Al Jazeera, this thing is a broadcast when our leader was kidnapped in Lagos State, 2015. Listen to it.
In particular, that is around Biafra. Now, the indigenous people of Biafra, or IPOB, is an organization that's calling for secession in southeastern Nigeria. They have a hope for an independent state for the Igbo people, who make up about 18% of Nigeria's population of 190 million plus. Now, pro-Biafran Igbo have long complained of discrimination by the Nigerian establishment, which is dominated by two other larger tribes, the Hausa Fulani and the Yoruba. So there's lots of history here. I don't have enough time to get into all of it, but there's also different versions of it. 50 years after Nigeria's civil war fought over this very issue. Our colleagues over at the stream tackled it a few months back on the 50th anniversary of that war. So out for more on the history and the Nigeria's population of 109 plus. Now, pro-Biafran Igbo have long complained of discrimination by the Nigerian establishment, which is dominated by two other larger tribes, the Hausa Fulani and the Yoruba. So there's lots of history. I don't have enough time to get into all of it, but different versions of it. 50 years after Nigeria's civil war.
That statement there is what I want to say something about. This Al Jazeera guy, for the very first time, they want to talk about the Biafran issue. He said they don't have time to talk about all the history that they have there. Because if they have the history of what Biafrans went through 1970, did they have the history? Yes, they have the history. Did they know exactly what the Biafrans suffered at the time? Yes, they know what the Biafrans suffered at that time. But you see the way this guy is pampering the situation. Do you see the way he's presenting the case of Biafra? That's why if you can do media work and you are not talking about Biafra, digging to search and know the history, your own history, and help in correcting the narrative that these people have carried against us, the propaganda, evil propaganda they have carried against us for decades, you're not doing yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're not helping issue. And if you're not helping to share and make sure that a lot of people are getting this message, this is the major work that this media warrior of the government in exile has done right from the time of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was able to share the narrative of Biafra coming through this same media. Only Okokondem at that time was only the person that was propagating the gospel of Biafra and what Biafrans are doing and what the Biafrans are going through. Through wave, through satellite wave at that time. Only one man, Okokondem, was only the voice crying in the wilderness. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the only voice that was crying at the time. You see other idiots that surrounds him, you think that they are doing the same work that he's doing. Not knowing that these are vultures. That the same vultures that gathered against our children 1967, 1970 has possessed some people. And when they see the light that is coming, they gathered again in person. Because what announces the coming of Fulanis are vultures. And once you receive the spirit of one Nigeria, you'll be controlled by a vulture spirit. And what does vulture eat? Vulture eats human flesh. He eats living things. Dead and decaying things. Vulture eat other animals. They eat themselves as well. That's why Nigeria are literally eating themselves and they are collapsing and going backward on daily basis. And they don't care. They don't even care. They don't care what is happening. Because that is the behavior of a vulture. That is the characteristics of a vulture. Look at your governors. They are being possessed with a vulture spirit. Which one Nigerian spirit bears? That is why when Gowon said in the hearing of our generals Philip Effiong and other commanders, Philip Effiong hurriedly said, put some clause that this vulture spirit will never possess the generation that is coming. Philip Effiong exonerated us from that evil. Franca, you're welcome. Franca, good evening also from here. Had they been there succeeded in injecting this vulture spirit in Biafrans, today we'll be eating ourselves. But do you see those that the vulture spirit are possessed? Like the governors, the senators, Opus Ojo, Dave Umai, Obiano, and their counterparts. The one in Enugu that they call what is that his name? The one Mba that is gallivanting now. Because every one of them are campaigning and struggling to be the best puppet of the Fulanis. All of them has been possessed one after the other with the vulture spirit that accompanies the Fulani Caliphate. Once anybody goes to Caliphate to bow to them, that vulture spirit enters them. And there's nothing else vulture do if not to look for his brother, even his child. This is witchcraft. These are witches. These are wizards. They eat themselves. This Al Jazeera guy, the moment he has the time to talk to the world of the ordeals of the Biafrans, the wicked thing that the Nigerians have been doing to the Biafrans for ages, the only thing he have to say is that he did not have much time. That's why we, the Biafrans, we have time. Many people, when they see us online, they say that we are not doing anything, that we are jobless. The truth is that we are doing something. The truth is that we have jobs that we are doing. But the duty have called. And that duty that called is that we must be part and parcel of the people that will share the narrative, that will correct the wrong narrative that the Zoological Republic have carried against us for decades. And that is what we are doing. That is what I'm rightly doing now. And that is what you that is there listening and sharing and making sure that this message went to many platforms. That is the work you are doing. Because had it been, I'm here now for close to 1 hour now, nobody is there to comment. Nobody is there to share. I don't even know whether people are hearing me or not. This message will be as good as nothing. But for the fact that you are there sharing it, had it been that the time Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came out, that nobody listened to him, nobody shared his message, by now me and you will still be in the dark. We will still be among those that are waiting and saying that we know that one day Nigeria go better. We would have been one of those people that will be saying that we know one day Nigeria go better. We wouldn't have been part of those that are saying today that we have crossed the Rubicon. That there's no going back on Biafra agitation. That the only thing we can take as it stands now is a complete emancipation of Biafra. Yes, free man, they do. They do. If you listen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu before his kidnap, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that if they should review, if they open your eyes to see what these people do to your governors, to your senators, to your local government chairmen, you will weep for them. That many of them are engaging in man to man and woman to woman. That this thing is what they use, the rituals they use to conceal whatever agreement they had. They use it to conceal whatever agreement they had. These people engages themselves in a serious diabolic agreements. that will make it difficult for you as a Southeast governor to break out. Let me give you an example. Do you know Ihedioha? Ihedioha was a governor, elected governor in Imo State before he was overthrown by the caliphate. And given it, that is what I give birth to Hope Uzodjo. Ihedioha disagreeing to work with the caliphate was what that give birth to Hope Uzodjo. And when Ihedioha see that this thing is not something that he can win through the court, because at that time that Ihedioha was a governor, that few months that he was a governor, IPOB people do protest in Imo State without any police harassing them, without even a civil defense harassing them, without even yellow fever people harassing them. And the caliphate was on call every day with the Ihedioha. What are you doing? What is your work in Imo State? Is this what you have come to do? Have you come to join IPOP? Have you joined the secessionists? Are you their supporter? There's no allegation they did not give to him. Before you know it, they said that Hope Uzodinma have filed a law case that he's the one that won the election. And before they go to court 2 days, 3 days, Supreme Court declared the Hope Uzodinma. Because Hope Uzodinma has gone and they know that Hope Uzodinma is a condemned criminal. That is the history that most people did not know. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought out these things. Simon Ekpa brought out these histories and showed them to us. That Hope Uzodinma was a condemned criminal that awaits execution. Before, by chance, because Nigeria love those that are dubious in nature, those that are condemned, those are the people that are in bed with Nigeria. Once your criminality, your evil doing have brought you to that level of condemnation, you are good to go. You are good to become a senator. You are good to become a governor. You are good to become anything in Nigeria because you have qualified. That is the only thing that qualifies people to become anything relevant in the political system of the Zoological Republic. Because many people thought that is because you go out to vote. That's why you're the other people, the other person won because we did not do enough. It's not what you're doing, but what the Fulanis have decided to do. This man said he don't have time to tell our story. But we have time, more than enough time, to tell our own story. There's another thing that he said here. I'm also going to say something about. I wanted to bring to us what, or let me leave this Mumu man alone. Let me bring for us what this guy said. This guy video is worth watching. With the remaining few minutes that we have to 1 hour, let me bring for us what this guy said. Because many of them, because of the gospel of Simon Ekpa, because of the work Simon Ekpa is doing, many of them have woken up from their slumber and begin to see it the way it is. They begin to see it the way it is.
In Kenya by former
This
President
is
Buhari's Nigerian
Aisha
government have
Yusuf.
been held in detention at the custody of the Department of State Services DSS since June 2021 by the Nigerian government, prosecuting him on trumped-up charges of terrorism and treason. Sahara reporters on Tuesday reported that as Nigeria marked its 64th Independence Day anniversary, the organized Igbo worldwide asked Tinubu to grant Kanu a political pardon as part of the independence anniversary. That's so wrong. You cannot.
Do you see what the spirit of one Nigeria does to people? Yusuf is not an Hausa person. Yusuf is from Edo State. Aisha Yusuf is from Edo State. But she's a Muslim. And that's something our Prime Minister said. That every Muslim is comfortable with the Islamic state of the Zoological Republic. That all of them are going to be comfortable with the Islamic state of Nigeria. But that's not what I want to say. Aisha Yusuf was able to point out that those that are campaigning or advocating for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be granted pardon, that those people are lunatic in nature. That those people need to have their brain checked. And who are those that are advocating for the pardon of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? They are your so-called, those that claim to be your Ohaneze. And we who are the Oha, I na-ezesi hike. I na-ezesi hike maka na ndị a ụmụnna ubi na-ene anya ka ngwere anyị na-eno. I na-ezesi hike. Aisha Yusuf said that if you accept that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be granted pardon, that means that every allegation that the Nigerian terrorist state have leveled against him is true. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be freed. That what he expected the Ohaneze Ndoshi na Ndama, those idiots that are willing to in the hand of the Fulanis, that what they should be advocating for is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been extraordinary rendition, kidnapped from Kenya. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released unconditionally. That anybody advocating that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be pardoned, that person is not thinking right. That is what Yusuf said. And let me show you another thing.
Telling the Nigerian government to free him, and then he should sue the Nigerian government for damages. Why you holding him for illegal arrest or whatever it is lawyers call that thing? That's what he should be.
She didn't want to. Do you see the deception in these people? Why Mazi Simon Banjoku, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in Ezan, said that anybody now Christian will be comfortable with the Islamic State of Nigeria? This one, Yusuf, Aisha Yusuf, know that her life is going to be in danger. If this contraction called Nigeria should be Islamized, if Biafran should give way for this country to be Islamized, she knows what will become of her. She knows what her fate will be. But instead of her, are you trying to tell me that Aisha Yusuf is a dumb? That Aisha Yusuf is uneducated to understand what extraordinary renditions are? But do you know how do you see how she put it? That she didn't know what his lawyers, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lawyers, called that thing. That whatever it is called, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being held in illegal detention, that one is more palatable. But once you call it extraordinary rendition is a crime, is a terrorist act that is against international treaties that Nigeria is signatory to. That's why Aisha Yusuf, in all his conny trying to be a human rights activist, but this is the Fulani Janja Widik human rights activist. He didn't know what his lawyers, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lawyers, called the crime that the Nigerian state committed against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She said she did not know. Hear it again. Any other people will just listen and will not understand what I just played out. But I'm just pointing that out to you. She is protecting the Zoological Republic, at the same time pointing out the evil that the Zoological Republic is committing. This is the snail, and this is the only thing this vulture spirit can do, is self-harm. It inflicts self-harm in the people that believes in it. And that is what Aisha Yusuf is struggling with. That is what Aisha Yusuf is struggling with.
A political pardon as part of the independence anniversary. That's so wrong. You cannot be telling somebody to, but you should be telling the Nigerian government to free him. And then he should sue the Nigerian government for damages. Why are you holding him for illegal arrest or whatever it is lawyers call that? That's what he should.
Did you hear that? That he should sue Nigeria for illegal arrest, not for extraordinary rendition. Yusuf knows what Aisha Yusuf knows the volume, he knows the weight of the crime that the Nigerian terrorist state have committed. She's also afraid of her life. Because if she should join force to call it what the crime is, which is extraordinary rendition, they might come for her. I'm telling you, the terrorist state of Nigeria will come for her. But she have to bring it, narrow it down. And this is what the radio presenter or the channel television presenter want Shawore to do on the video I played for us in the morning. The video is there. He wants Shawore to narrow down, to bring it down, to make the Biafran suffering and what the Biafrans are suffered in the hand of Britain and the world at large, 1967, 1917, for him to narrow it down to look very easy and looks not that grievous. The channel's television presenter did not want the narrative of the Biafrans, the suffering of the Biafrans and the over 5 million children that were starved to death. He didn't want people to see it as a grievous crime that Nigerian state committed against the Biafrans, that made the Biafrans to swear and said, we were Biafrans before Nigeria ever existed. We were Biafrans before Britain ever come to Nigeria, ever come to this part of the world to amalgamate 3 different ethnic nationalities to lump-side them to be one useless entity. That this unholy marriage, we are the ones that are going to destroy. That is the very word of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is the very word of our Prime Minister Mazen Simon Ekpa. Let me play briefly the voice of this our brother, and we'll begin to wrap it up. Just briefly, this our brother. This is a Yoruba man. Listen to what he have to say.
Now, this one is different. I can move myself, my family to any part and live there. Not you, as a government trying to bring multitude of dangerous people, harm people, Fulani husband. Packing them to a particular region, it is not acceptable. You understand? Nobody will accept it. You can do your worst. Nobody. I believe you people are not a people, but I believe in those people. I believe they will never.
Do you now understand when I said that everybody listens to the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in Israel? This is the very message that the Prime Minister sent out on the 1st of October, 4 days ago. This young man from the Oduduwa, because you can only be Oduduwa to speak like this. A Yoruba man can never speak like this, but Oduduwa man can speak like this. Those that are in the know will know what I'm saying. What I mean by Oduduwa, those that the freedom spirit that have been savaged of the vulture spirit of one Nigeria, but those that are still enmixed with the vulture spirit of one Nigeria can never speak like this from the Yoruba land. They are the ones called Yoruba people. And those that have been savaged, that have been emancipated from the evil vulture spirit of one Nigeria, they are the ones that are speaking with this loud voice, telling you what Biafrans are. That these people have suffered a lot in the hand of these people, in the hand of the whole world, and in the hand of the Islamic jihadists, and in the hand of the Yorubas and those that are still the willing tool from the Hausa people. That Biafrans will never allow the Islamic State of one Nigeria to ship in their terrorists in the guise of that they are fugitives, that they are internal displayed persons. What they call them? What they call them? Those people that want to send to Biafra land. Those terrorists they want to send to Biafra land. They baptize them that these are internal displaced person. You will ask, since Biafra, since Mazi Simon Ekpa, I've been telling you that there's a full-blown war going on in Nigeria. What will prompt internal displaced person in a peaceful land? where there's no war ongoing there. When the Prime Minister Nnamdi Kanu telling you that there's a secret and a plan of Islamizing jihad, Islamic jihad, conquering of the people, renaming of ethnic villages, changing the demography of some places. Many people say that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is very mad. They say that Simon Ekpa is mad. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that since Simon Ekpa has come up, at least so that it will not look as if that he's the only one that is mad. That at least there's another madman that have joined him. The same spirit is ongoing. Once you are delivered, you begin to see with the lens. You begin to see with the clear eyes.
Never accept that. Take it from me. So this was where when they try to beat me that hand. Head go meet me before I go meet you. Many of them will go down.
That is the threat. They always threatening those. Once you begin to speak the truth, the only thing those that are still overwhelmed, possessed with the vulture spirit, because every time they are thirsty for blood, they will begin to tell you that hand go meet you. Which hand is that go meet them? That will meet that person? The hand of the Fulanis, the hand of the jihadists that hates the truth, that don't want you to say the truth, that don't want you to express your human right, that doesn't want you to express your right in a democratic, so-called democratic system. They are threatening this, our brother. Just the way they put bounty, they threaten Simon Ekpa, they threaten everybody, they threaten this one, threaten it. At the end of the day, their threat did not go anywhere. Their threat did not yield any fruit. Biafra is waxing stronger and stronger and stronger on daily basis. And this is their nightmare today. This is their nightmare today. Let's listen to
So it be. So listen to me very carefully. See, what is it that in this country, when you stand for the truth, people just hate you for nothing. I just said, why will the government want to transfer IDP all the way from the north to the southeast? If there
very simple question. Why would they want to transfer those living in IDP camp, the internal displaced persons, to Biafra land? Is it not the same Biafra land that they say that Simon Ekpa is destabilizing? Or do you want to bring people to a destabilized state? Is it not the same Biafra land that they say that Simon Ekpa is a constituting nuisance? Or did they want to bring people to a place where nuisance is being constituted? This is the very question that somebody need to ask this Janjaweed. But do you know what? Everybody knows that the Biafrans are not that daft and dumb. They thought that Simon Ekpa would say, okay, do you see now? It's because I've kept Biafra land safe and sound. That's why they now see it as a place that is safe, that they can push their internal displaced person to. Okay, it's to our credit. They thought that Simon Ekpa would be foolish to say, oh, it is for our credit. We will take it as a credit. It's not a credit. These are jihadists. They want to push into our land to fight the men on ground. But our eyes are widely open. You cannot deceive the Biafrans.
is no agenda. People are saying, make I no worry, can't go touch me. See, the truth is this. Nothing agenda and a very bad one for that matter, a negative one. For that matter, all they say, I did become. Why can't you take that camp? So I'm not like the West. Why can't you do it? Let in Abuja, let the Southeast.
Okay, this is a Yoruba man. He's asking, why can't they take these their terrorists to Yoruba land even? Why can't they relocate? Or are there war? Is there war going on in Yoruba land? Are people not going to be safe in Yoruba land? But because they know they have captured the Yoruba forest. They've captured the Yoruba forest. But they have not had any stronghold in Biafra land. They are looking for every means possible to lay a hold on Biafra land. And that is what the Biafra Defense Forces have promised them, that it will never happen, not in this life. That is what the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in Ezra, the government of the people, our own government, said that it will never happen in our own time. And that is why our mothers are safe in Biafra land today. That is why we are safe to go home. That is why we are safe to do anything in Biafra land and not being afraid of being kidnapped by the Fulanis or being kidnapped by anybody. You get the picture now. That is what this Yoruba guy is saying.
And you people don't like the people in this country. You don't like them. You not like them. Don't see me this people system will exist. So you get it. How do people say you just want to fight for the truth in this country? You can stay there, like they should be in prison for nothing. For nothing. Yeah, you have to go against their people. All those people you want to transfer from the north, they are all full of this. And people don't have issues.
Do you see how somebody that have been redeemed from the vulture spirit, do you see how they speak? This guy was able to point out that the people that is about to be transferred to the Biafra land, that they are all Fulanis. Because it's only the Fulanis that has issues of settlement, because they are not indigenous to any land in Nigeria, in the so-called Nigerian setting. This guy said that the Hausas don't have problem because they are living in their forefathers' land. They don't have problem of where to live. That the only people looking for where to live are the Fulanis, and these are the jihadis they want to send to our land. But guess what? Surprise, surprise, surprise. It will never happen.
At all. Well, I'm not blaming them, but I blame the Hausas. Because I will see the people, and they don't people like the conquer. They conquer all the headers, you know. Look at all the headers, you know.
You don't
They are all full of it.
Okay.
Terrorize the most.
Okay.
They must terrorize our place. They must terrorize it. I say, let me know you people. Let me know you. Don't think this is 1960.
Okay.
1960. Even as at that day, Nigerians were not able to conquer the sacrifice not for the intervention of the West. So this is not the day for people that are saying it is these people. Don't allow your people to say you live in Nigeria. Let me tell you, Biafra people will finish Nigeria. They will finish you.
You see that this guy is in spirit. He's burning with the spirit of Ududua. He's burning with the spirit of freedom. He's burning with the spirit. There's no atom of vulture spirit of one Nigeria in him. He's burning with the spirit of freedom. He wanted to remind this Janjaweed. Remember 1967, 1970. It's not you people that fought them all. They even wanted to finish all of you. If you should engage them again, this time you will not live to tell the story. We are going to draw the curtain from here, Biafrans. But I want to assure you that the Biafra Republic government in exile is in the business of restoring the dignity of our people. The Mazi Simon Banjoko is in the business of restoring succor to the people of Biafra. And there's nothing the Janjaweed can do about it.
From one online
Nothing
in particular, that is around Biafra.
There's nothing they can do about it. And the earlier they understand it, the better for every one of them. Thank you so much, Biafrans. I salute each and every one of you, my brother Freeman, and my sister Franca, and my sister Nwada Chinenye, and Chijoke. I salute each and every one of you for coming and for making the conversation a lively one. Because without your comments, without you commenting and I'm reading them, it will be as if I'm the only one talking. But your comments made the whole thing lively. Thank you so much, Chijoke. Thank you, Chinenye. Thank you, this is our sister, Franca. Thank you so much, Freeman. May Elohim continue to bless each and every one of you. And every other person may be busy with work, busy with this, but you shared, you liked, you were here, listening to the message. You are doing the work. May Elohim continue to keep you. The truth is that the spirit of one Nigeria will never see you. They will never see you. This vulture spirit will not see you. Because once it possesses you, you will no longer, you will hate what Master Samaneba, you will hate freedom, you will hate everything. The only thing that will be coming to your mind is self-hate. Self-hate. Sorry about that. But Elohim will preserve you. He will keep you and make the light of his countenance to shine upon you and be gracious to you, both now and forevermore. He said, tomorrow morning before I go to work, I will also come your way again to bring it to you as the thing they hot. The rewriting the propaganda of Nigeria will continue until Biafra comes. Sorry, I'm having cold. Until Biafra comes. See you tomorrow.